Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the venerable elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. Alright, so basically, today I'm reading this book called Elmina, the Castles and the Slave Trade. Okay, and basically I came across this chapter titled Indigenous Slavery. Okay, and as I was reading it, it just resonated in my mind about how the people the people in so-called western parts of Africa are the Israelites. Okay, because they carry the customs of Israel, and it's going to be evident as I read how their kings or whatever, their chiefs or rulers, how they treated their servants. Okay, just like how King Solomon was treating his servants, but we're gonna get into that. Okay, and the difference between how Israel treats their servants compared to how Esau treats his servants, but he doesn't use servant, he uses slave. Okay, so let's get right into this. It says indigenous slavery. Okay, now the word indigenous simply means native or born in. Okay, the land that you're born in, or you're a native, whatever it might be. So let's say you're born in South America, specifically Brazil. You're an indigenous person from Brazil. You know what I'm saying? You're born in Brazil. That's your native land. All right, so let's get into it. It says, as is clearly known, every society in the past had people who by whatever circumstances were made to serve others, and who had very few personal freedoms, at least for a while. It could have been as a result of wars, debt repayment, or certain offenses. This suggests that long before the coming of foreigners to Western Africa, our local people had a kind of slavery already in existence as well. Now, as we read, there's going to be many occurrences where the author says foreigners, but we know who those foreigners are. We're talking about these Edomites. Okay, these Edomites who came over there and did what they did. All right, these devils. All right, so let's keep going. It says, this is what is generally referred to as indigenous slavery. However, a critical look into that system could reveal that, for the lack of an appropriate English word to use to describe what pertained in our societies before the coming of the Edomites, the word slave is used, which in any way does come close to what we had. A slave, as an English word, carries its own connotations, and in that connotation, a slave is a tool. Okay, as we all know today. It says, however, in our concept, that person is just a servant. Okay, is just a servant, but a human being with all the rights every human being deserves. Okay, to many, the right word to describe the people under the system is indentured servant. Okay, indentured servant. Now, let's get the word indentured. The word indenture, it means a formal legal agreement, contract, or document. Okay, so it's an agreement or a contract. That's what indenture means. Okay, so an indentured servant is a contracted servant. Okay, somebody who's agreed to serve you under any circumstances, whether it be because of war or because of some type of offense, or they got to pay their debt. They can't pay it, so they decide, I'm going to work for you and pay my debt. Kind of like what our forefather Yaakov did. Okay, he worked for his uncle Laban for his daughters, man. Okay, that's indentured servant. It says under the system, an indentured servant, in that such a person to a large extent had rights. Okay, indeed, he or she could marry, raise free kids, acquire properties, pay the price on his or her head, and be automatically freed, and could not be killed without any justifiable reason. Okay, now this is the system. Look, think about it. This is a system that the people of West Africa had. The Israelites, before you Jakes, before you were brought over here on cargo slave ships, that's the system you had, man. But then these devils gonna look at us and say, yo, you came from Africa, you came from you roll yourself in mud and you eat grass and you drink dirty water, brown water. That's what they try to portray. But you motherfuckers are the most uncivilized bitches in the world, man. Okay? You came from the Caucasus Mountains. If it ain't the Holy Spirit, if it ain't the Most High who changed you from what you were to what you are now, bro, you have no right to be speaking, man. When it comes to life, you have no that's why this earth is so destroyed, because you don't know how to rule. You Edomites, you devils don't know how to rule, starting with you Rothschilds, man. Okay? We go right for you Rothschilds, because guess what? We don't respect you. We don't like you. We don't respect you. We hate you. We hate your guts. We hate everything about you. Okay? Because you're the devil. You are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay? You do everything contrary to what the Father says. And that is why you are the devil, and you will be destroyed. Okay? And you best believe slavery is coming back big time. In the kingdom, 1,000 years of slavery is going to be hardcore, no breaks for you. Straight slavery, man. Okay? Because we don't fucking like you and we don't respect you, man. And that's why we call you by your last name. Rothschild. You got all these titles. Baron Rothschild, Lord Rothschild, Jacob. Motherfucker, shut up. You're just an Edomite. You understand? Who has been given power by the Lord to rule over for a time. That's it. But the true kings on this earth are rising back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And guess what? That's why we call you by your last name. And that's not even something we have to do. We just do it for identification. Oh, what kind of Edomite are you talking about? Oh, we're talking about the Rothschilds. We're talking about the Gettys. We're talking about the DuPonts. We're talking about the Clintons. Okay? Alright, you motherfucker. You are the Edomites. That's it. You don't get no titles of Lord or Baron or Jake. None of that shit. You corny and you're going into slavery, man. Alright? So just get ready for that. Get ready for that, man. Fuckers get me tight, man. It says, such a person could also not be easily identified as a slave from a freeman, because he or she was fed, sheltered, clothed, and protected. Okay, so those servants who were underneath the power of whoever was keeping them as servants, they took care of them, man. They didn't treat them like shit, like how you devils did when you brought us over here, man. Which is all, the Most High punishing us, but you devils went, you OD'd, man. You went in, and you think it's all forgiven, man? You think we're not gonna, yo? Scriptures say oppression maketh a wise man mad. Over 400 years of oppression, and then we come out here, we tell you how mad we are, and we're out there on the highways and byways prophesying the downfall of this damn kingdom, and you get tight. You want to label us as terrorists and rapists and all kinds of dumb shit. You're fucking corny, bro. And you're the biggest rapist, man. You're the biggest pedophiles. You're the biggest rapists. You do the most vile shit, man, and you don't even think. Shit, y'all motherfuckers worship Satan. That's corny as hell, man. You know? Get the fuck out of here, man. You niggas is corny, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit. And that's why you go into slavery. We gonna get you. You Edomites are going into hardcore slavery. Don't forget that. You can go to camps and pull guns. You can go to camps and argue. You can get 2/3 of our people to come up against us and try to argue and make stupid corny points. You could do all that shit. You could label us as terrorists. You can slander all you want. At the end of the day, your age, your rulership is coming to an end, and ours is coming up, and we will punish you. We will punish you. We will punish you. We will punish you. Starting off with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we will go hard on you devils, man. You will pay. You will pay for everything you've done. Okay? You will pay for that. Alright? Let's keep going. It says, one unique thing in the system was that a slave could shift from that status to a royal status. One prime example would be Joseph, the story of Joseph. Joseph was sold to be a slave by his brothers, okay, to Egypt. And guess what? After a time, the Most High raised Joseph and made him what was he? A general, an emperor, basically. Okay, he was a ruler. All right. So that's the same concept our people had back in the western parts of Africa, man. Okay, this is specifically talking about Ghana though, because that's where the most of the castles were built. Okay, formerly known as the Gold Coast. You devils, man. It says this happened when the slave proved to have managerial ability or military skills. he could become the caretaker of the master's household, and descendants of such